Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing very well. Today we're in the JF-17 and we're looking at the C-701 air-to-ground guided missiles. We can arm them only on pylons 2 and 6, and we can only take on one on each pylon, which means we can only take 2 of them, which is a real shame because they're actually really cool missiles. We go to missiles here. We've got the 701IR is the IR guided version, and we can have an asymmetric loadout here. We can have a T version here, which is the TV guided version. They're very similar to the AGM-65 Maverick. They work almost exactly the same in every way. I think they've got a bit more range and they're a little bit faster. Missiles armed up, we then insert our cartridge and go through the DTC SMS load procedure. Let's look at today's controls. We're going to fire the weapon with a push of weapon release. We're going to slew the TDC cursors with TDC up, down, left, and right. We'll also slew the seeker head. With that, we'll lock the target with target lock. We'll unlock the target with unlock target. We will make different sensors soy with S1 backwards for HUD, S1 right for right MFD, and if we needed to, S1 left for left MFD. And air to ground mode to go into the air to ground mode. So, master arm on, air to ground mode, SMS page. We've got the TV on this pylon, the IR on this pylon. Currently selected is the 7IR. We need to turn the power on. It will then proceed to align itself. It will take about 2 minutes and 30 to align, so stand by for that. You can see it's now, 3 minutes. And you cannot use these until they are aligned, and it is currently aligning both of them. That is the selected one as well. It shows is the IR missile. Next we can go to this page here. We're going to go to main menu. We're going to drive the missile through pod. That is the pod there, TV IR. It's currently off and we have to wait until it's aligned. And we have alignment complete. So we can now turn our pod on idle and on search. There are 2 main modes that we can drive this missile from. Snowplow, which is just the normal Maverick mode if you're used to using Mavericks, and Slave, which will allow us to slave to target point, or in this case a waypoint, whatever the active point is. In this case our active point is waypoint 1, so it's slave to 60 miles in the distance or something. We'll start with Snowplow with the IR sensor. We can turn it off with on again. Wide or narrow field of view. We want manual or automatic lock. So with manual lock we'll have to press the lock button. If we want to lock auto, it'll do it itself. I like to do it myself. This is an IR version, so we can have white hot or black hot. So black hot heat shows as black, white hot heat shows as white. We need the predicted target size. It needs to know what it's looking for. Is it a 5-meter target like a ground vehicle? Is it a 15-meter target like a, I don't know, an aeroplane? Is it a 45-meter target like a small boat, a big boat, a battleship? Next is focus. We will have focus problems with the TV and the IR, so if you need to refocus, do that and it will do whatever it does to refocus. Next is contrast, and you can change whatever contrast you prefer depending on the ambient light and temperature and whatnot. Just go whatever looks most suitable. Next is our gain, which is just what it is really. It's our gain. You will be changing these to be able to find your target. And you've got the IR, so that's just telling you there it's got the IR sensor. This here is the designated cross. This is where the sensor is aiming. If it's flashing, then it's ready to fire. It's locked and ready to fire. It's currently not locked and ready to fire. This box here shows that is another way of showing that we're basically in wide field of view, and then this would be narrow field of view. Here we have the current slew. The sensor on the missile is omnidirectional. It can go left and right and up and down. It's currently showing that it's essentially caged. It's in the middle of the slew here, and those are the slew limits. And again, it's in the middle of the left and right slew limits, and those are the slew limits. If the sensor was dragged off to the slew limit while locked into the target, it would then unlock the target because it could no longer slew to that target. So to drive this in snowplow mode, I need to make this MFD soy, which means pressing the S to right, and you can see we've got a little guy here which shows that we're soy. We can now use the TDC up, down, left and right, and we're going to get fired to targets. Now I know they're around there because I built this mission, but I can't see anything yet, so I'm going to play with my sensor. You see I've got a little bit of definition there now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in now. I'm going to refocus, and we've got some definite targets now. I'm going to get that one there. Extra information, this here is the 5-meter gate size, target size that we're looking for. So roughly it's the right size of that target, and it's only very rough, you know. Next I'm going to attempt to lock, so I'm going to press the lock button, and it has indeed locked the source. You can tell because it's got the red lock diamond, and this guy flashing means we've got a track and we can fire. We've got a track. Regards range, the missile does not give us a range, but our sensors on board our aircraft do give us range on the HUD here, 7.2 miles. I'll say that's on the limits of the range of the missile. It can go up to 10 miles if you are travelling fast enough and high enough. I'm not travelling at all at the moment, and I'm not very high, but we'll give it a go. Let's fire. Pew! Weapon away. It's a rather odd looking thing. I do stand by this missile. I think, from what I've been testing, I think it's a really good missile. It's just a shame you can't carry 6 of them like you can on a hog. Boomy. We got a hit. Now it's automatically selected our next missile, our TV. It's automatically slewed it to the same position as it was last time. So we're good to go and fire again, but this time we want to try something a little different. We're going to try slave mode. We're going to turn it into slave mode, in which case it will slave to your active point of interest. In this case, it's going to be a target point. So our HUD, we're going to make it sensor of interest by pressing S2 backwards until we get the star. We've got the star now. We've also got our diamond target designator. So what we're going to do is move that chap down there. I'm using TDC keys again. And this is going to be used to get the sensor of the the missile in roughly the right place. It's roughly about there, I'm going to say. I'm going to press target lock button. This, by the way, is where the Maverick is looking. That's where it's looking at the moment. Target lock. And what it's done is it's slaved it to that position, target position there. That target position could have come from all sorts of places. It could have come from a waypoint through lat long. It could have come from a TPOG designation target. It could have come from a mark point. It could have come from a target point like we created here, and so on. This is the way we're doing it. Now we need to go in and actually find it. So we're going to go narrow, and again it's a case of getting the definition right until we can see something. I think that's probably the best we're going to get. We're going to try locking there. No lock. Oh, sorry, wrong button. We're going to try target lock. Sorry, I haven't made this soy. So I need to make this soy now with S2 right. Now I'm going to try target lock. No lock. Try again. Target lock. Okay, I'm probably just not close enough to get that lock. I'm going to unpause, get a little bit closer. Then we will reslave and try again. What we'll do is we'll try auto this time. Got him, finally. So just to reiterate what we did there, we were a bit too far away to get a TV lock. It just couldn't find the definition. So what I did is I messed around with the sensors here to get them showing a bit better in definition, and then I turned it to auto and it could find a lock that way. TV sensors are always harder to lock than IR sensors, Mavericks, these, whatever. I'm going to just point roughly in the right direction. Fire.
Warning, warning.
Missile away.
Warning, warning, warning.
Oh, we managed to get 2 the last time. That's pretty good. Lovely. The only other thing I want to point out is that if I want to recage the sensor to the bore sight again, I would just press SP again. That would cage it back to the origin position. Hope that helps, and see you later.